man woke up worth $4 billion. By sunset, he had nothing. Not a single cent. And the craziest part? He did it to himself. This is the story of how one trade destroyed everything. His name was Jerome Kerviel, French trader, 31 years old, working at one of the biggest banks in Europe. Societe Generale, regular guy, middle-class background, wore cheap suits, rode the subway to work. Nobody suspected he was gambling with $50 billion of the bank's money. Let me say that again, $50 billion. That's more than the GDP of some countries. And nobody knew. Here's where it gets insane. Jerome started small. He was making authorized trades during the day, normal stuff. But at night, he'd log back into the system and make unauthorized bets, huge bets, betting on whether European stock markets would go up or down. And for a while, he was winning, big time. By 2007, Jerome had secretly made the bank over $1.4 billion in profit. Money nobody knew existed. He was a ghost in the system, creating fake trades to hide his real ones, forging documents, hacking passwords. The bank's computer systems kept flagging his activity. 75 different alerts went off. But here's the thing. Everyone just assumed it was technical errors. Because Jerome, he was the IT guy before he became a trader. He knew every loophole, every blind spot. So what did Jerome do with all this power? He kept betting bigger. January 2008. The global financial crisis is starting to rumble. Markets are getting shaky. And Jerome has a position so massive that if it goes wrong, it could collapse the entire bank. We're talking about 50 billion euros in open positions. For context, the bank only had 30 billion in total assets. Jerome was betting almost twice what the bank was actually worth. Think about that. One guy, one keyboard, risking an entire institution. Now here's where the story gets dark. Jerome knew he was out of control. He later said he tried to get caught. He made his trades more obvious, more reckless, waiting for someone to stop him. But nobody did. The system was too big, too automated, too blind. Then January 18th, 2008 happened. Markets started crashing. Hard. Jerome's positions were bleeding money by the second. Millions, then hundreds of millions. The losses were moving so fast the computers couldn't keep up. By the time the bank finally discovered what was happening, it was too late. They had to close his positions. But closing a $50 billion bet doesn't happen quietly. When they started selling, the entire market noticed. Other traders saw the panic, started selling too. It created a death spiral. 3 days. That's how long it took to unwind everything Jerome had done. The final damage? 4.9 billion euros. Destroyed. The biggest trading loss in history at the time. The bank's stock crashed 20% in one day. Thousands of employees who had nothing to do with Jerome watched their retirement accounts evaporate. Shareholders lost fortunes. And Jerome, he was arrested, showed up in handcuffs, still wearing his cheap suit. But here's the twist that nobody talks about. Jerome wasn't trying to get rich. He didn't steal a single dollar for himself. Not one. He wasn't buying yachts or mansions. He was still riding the subway, still living in a tiny apartment. So why did he do it? In court, he said something chilling. He said he wanted to be noticed, wanted respect. He was the kid from the suburbs who made it to the big bank, but everyone still treated him like the IT guy. So he started winning, making money for the bank, thinking eventually someone would see his genius. But the system didn't care about genius. It cared about rules, and Jerome had broken all of them. He went to prison. 5 years. The bank survived, barely, and the financial world learned a terrifying lesson. One person, in the right position with the right access, can bring down empires. But here's what makes this story even crazier. Jerome wasn't alone. Around the same time, there was Nick Leeson, British trader who bankrupted Barings Bank, one of the oldest banks in the world. 233 years of history, gone because of one trader's bad bets. Then there was Kweku Adeboli at UBS, lost $2.3 billion. Another rogue trader, another system that failed to catch him. See the pattern? These weren't master criminals. They were regular guys who found holes in systems built by the smartest people in finance, and they drove trucks through those holes. The scary part? It's still happening. Just last year, traders at major banks have been caught making unauthorized trades. Smaller amounts, sure, but the game hasn't changed. Because here's the real secret of high finance. It's not about being smart. It's about access. Jerome had access to $50 billion, not because he was brilliant, but because the system trusted computers more than humans. And computers can be fooled every single day. Traders around the world are making billion-dollar bets. Most of them work out. Some don't. And when they don't, regular people pay the price. Your retirement fund, your savings account, your tax dollars bailing out banks. Jerome Kerviel is out of prison now. He works in IT again. Makes about 30,000 euros a year. The bank he nearly destroyed, they recovered. Profitable again. But the $4.9 billion? Still gone. Vanished into the market. Into thin air. And somewhere, right now, there's probably another trader staring at a screen, making a bet that's too big, hiding positions, telling themselves they'll stop after one more win. History doesn't repeat, but it sure does rhyme. So here's the question. If one person could lose $5 billion in 3 days, what's stopping it from happening again? And next time, will it be 10 billion? 50 billion? Drop a comment. Do you think banks have learned their lesson? Or is the next Jerome Kerviel already out there?